Well, it's wonderful to be back here with you this week with Let's Talk Business, and I'm so excited about it. You and I, we are talking about the proof of concept. We started last week, and like I always say, if you haven't seen it, you're more than welcome to go and look on our website at mishkia.com under Let's Talk Business, and you'll find our videos and everything. If you would like to watch all the others, it's actually ideal. Last week we started talking on the proof of concept, so today would be like the second part of it. And I explained it. I can't go back onto all of it, so please be free to go and watch those videos. They're all available on the website for free. But let's get back to what we ended off with last week, and that is when I talked to you about objective. Because the first thing that we're going to look at when we write this proof of concept will be to talk about our objective or our vision. So we've asked the question, what? So just in a nutshell, we are writing not a business plan, we're writing sort of a mini business plan, or we're writing a proof of concept, or if you even want to call it a mini project plan, you can do that. But I'm talking to business owners, so you can actually appropriate what I'm telling you now in different forms. You know, it's your business. So we don't get dictated to on how we're going to do that. It needs to work for your business. You need to set a good standard, and it must be there for everybody else to understand. Where when we talk about a full-on business plan, that is far more structured if you're going to be handling that in, you know, for certain purposes like finance, etc., etc. But in our under our first heading, and when we spoke about the first question, we're going to ask ourselves these questions. The first question is what? And then we talk about objective. What is my vision? What is the objective? You need to write that down in 1 or 2 sentences. Now, straight after we've done that, straight after we've actually decided what the objective is of what we're going to do here, where are we going to? Remember, when we speak objective, it's something that I can talk to you about actually in a couple of sessions, because it's a way of life eventually that makes life a lot easier when you're in business. You know, it cuts out a lot of unnecessary things. The moment when we start to understand that when we live according to objective, what is the objective? Where am I going to? It makes life far easier. What's my vision? Where am I going to? You can establish that every single day. Now, when I've done that, when I've written that, and I took one whole program only to speak to you on that, how important it is to know what your objective is, then we're going to start to describe our products and services. And yeah, I need you to start to just write it down. What is this new product you're either bringing out because we're doing a proof of concept? Is it something new in your business? Or do you just want to write this plan for your business as it is at the moment? Give a description of what you're going to offer, products and services. Now, you know, first and foremost, we write this down for us to understand. And then we're going to formulate it into a document that other people will read and enjoy reading. But when you and I write something for our own purpose, it looks a little bit different than the document that we're going to present for somebody to read. So I want you to first just make it easy and think about your products. And once again, I'd like to say to you, remember what we've discussed over the months now that's gone past. When we talk about products, it would be a good idea for yourself to divide these products between demand products and services and impulse. I don't want to go back to the videos, but it is important to know, is this product description that I'm writing down here, or this service that I'm rendering, this product, what am I doing? In other words, I'm still here with what are we doing? What is it? Is that a demand? In other words, once again, just to refresh your memory, what do the public demand, or what do my consumer demand? And what is the difference between a demand and an impulse? The demand is what I need now. This is what I can't go without. So just to take it really back to basics, if we look at what people sell in stores or in retail stores, one of the products that used to be, we always call a demand, would be bread or something related to that. It is a food that fills people up. So very often people go to, traditionally you used to go to the shop for milk and bread. Today it's water, because water, especially in Cape Town, is quite a demand. But people go for a purpose. They would actually come to you because I need something. That is a demand. Now, in your industry, I don't know what your demand is. That's something that you need to know. But when you list your description, your product description, and your service description, it is quite important for your own purpose to know once again what is a demand and which one will be an impulse. Now, if you can understand, remember, we talk about the rhythm of business. We spoke about this before. My demand may be a demand today, but it might be an impulse tomorrow. Why am I saying that? It's just an example I'd like to use here. If a client comes to me and they pick up the phone and they say to me, let's say for instance, I'm a design company or a printing company, design and printing company. My client might be looking for business cards. That is normally a demand. That's something that people say, okay. It's one of the first things that people would say, I would need business cards. Need a letterhead designed, or, but that's very often a demand, a quick thing that people need. So when somebody walks into your store, if they pick up the phone and say, look, I'm looking for business cards, that is a demand line. It would be your product. But once they're in the store and once they have started to do business with you, you're going to start to find out what else your client needs, or you're going to start to let them know that we don't just do this, we also do brochure designing, and we also do whatever, website design, I don't know, but what is related to that. Can you see? But whatever the client walks into your store for them that moment, that was a demand. It becomes a demand. May not have been a demand before they walked into the store, and you may not have even known it. But the moment they walk in, to them, that thing that they need now is what they demand. That's what they need. But we need to utilize the rest of the services that we offer and understand that might be impulse. So we never sort of force it onto people. We never sort of say, or try and change their minds, because they've come in, that's what they need. We can make suggestions, but we should know our product so well that we know what would be an impulse. In other words, this person wants to look good in their business. What is their objective? Just as you and I have an objective in business, our clients all have objectives. And if we can establish what it is, it's a very clever way of doing business, because then we know what is this client's objective. In other words, what service do I offer to him that will be a demand, and which one of my services will be an impulse? Now, the impulse would be something that I'll upsell. In other words, that person do not need it now, or they don't know they need it. Can you see? So somebody might be walking into your business and you actually realize, because you've got the knowledge and the skill to understand that they think they need only a business card. But because you're good at what you're doing, you understand you've got a package you can offer them that will actually be a business card plus a letterhead plus a whatever, and that is an impulse buy, because it's going to cost them a little bit more than just printing the business cards, but you're offering them another solution. So can you see how you play in the rhythm of business? Business is always so nice and so much fun if we just start to understand it. So once again, when I'm writing down in this proof of concept my list of products, I write them down, I list of services, we need to distinguish between a couple of things, because we need to know our businesses. So the one thing you have to distinguish is some lines we just call, because as far as our knowledge goes, that would be a demand. Now, you know what it is. I wouldn't know in your industry, but it can change. Remember what I just explained to you? So you'll have to find that out in your own business. But when you also write down your products and services, be very sure that they're all profitable. So when we start to list products and services, by the time you and I get to this plan, I assume research has been done. So we're not at the phase here where we still need to go and do research. In order for us to write the right things here, I want to encourage you to make sure that the products and services that you put into your plan will be able to sell in the specific area that you are. Sometimes people don't make a success of business because they're trying to sell a service or a product that's simply not needed in that specific geographical area. But they may move into a different area and that's wanted there. So when you list all these things, when you start to give a description of what your company do, you need to be precise. You need to be to the point. You need to think about it at the end when you actually have written them all down. First, you and I need to understand them. We are the business owners. We're going to be driving this plan to be successful. But then when I'm finished with that, I have to make sure that my client or whoever's going to read this proof of concept will understand what I'm actually saying to them. So I might be able to take out of my description, product description and service description, that part of my plan, I can actually write in such a manner that it goes onto a company profile or it goes onto a document that will sell us and that will tell people what we are doing. But we start with putting it under the what in our proof of concept. What are we doing? What are we planning on doing every single day? Do we have those things available? You know, that's what you need to just think through. So when you list your products and services, make sure that you're very, very clear on that. So we're still looking at what is the company doing? The third thing that we need to do after we've done that is pricing. Pricing is of utmost importance. Research, I assume at this point it's already been done as well. What price do I put on my service? What price is competitive? What do people in the market charge? Am I not overpricing? I don't know. What do my competitors charge? Why would prices be so completely different? And I like to get back to a very important point on pricing again. Do proper research. And you know, when I do these sessions with people, there's something that comes up a lot of times, and that's that people, especially in small business, tend to compromise their price. So they give certain people better prices, and this one, you know, we don't charge, and that one we charge, and all kinds of nonsense like that. Let me tell you something that is unethical. I don't care who hates me for saying this. It is actually really unethical to run your business in a way like that. We should be charging people the correct amount. That is what it is. And people should be paying for what they get. If people come to you with the idea to always get something for free from you, then they're actually not honoring the fact that you are in business. Because that is the absolute way that a person in business makes money. Now, once you make the money, you are free to give it all away if you want to. So if you go into charity, if you've got a really good heart, people give away money, awesome. I mean, I like being there to give. But the one thing I can't do to my consumer is it is unfair to have different prices for different people. Now, if we give a different service, a lower quality service, and I say, okay, I'm going to make it a little bit cheaper because it's a different service. But be fair in pricing. A lot of businesses don't make it because of that one concept. Yeah, but you know what? I feel sorry for this and this and this. So I'm going to charge them that and I'll charge this other person that. That is a wrong business principle. I'm telling you, it's unethical. Charge the right price. And never doubt in your mind that you're charging the right price. So don't go and overcharge. Don't go and put something on there that's ridiculous and that you know it's not the right price to charge. It must be fair. It must be market related. And how do we find out if it's market related? We go and find out. We check it. We do research. Don't go far under the price that it is actually getting in the market, because people are going to ask, so why are you so cheap? And some people will question that. So pricing is not just like, I'm going to think what I'm going to charge for this thing and I'm going to just do that. No, a lot of thought must go into pricing. A lot of a rhythm goes into this whole thing as well, because your pricing is directly related to what we're going to make, because that's where money is going to come from. And that's once again boiled down to what your business is all about. So in order for us to write up our plan, we've got to know what products and services are out there that we're going to give, what is different, how much do we charge, and stick to your prices. Stick to your prices. Nobody can tell you what to charge, but I can tell you something. Don't be hesitant on your prices. Find out what the market value is, and don't go for less than that. Find out what it happens in your geographical area. Understand that a price for something in one area may be different than in another area. That just makes sense. That's just business sense. You get big organizations who have different stores. Let's just look at one simple example. At a retail outlet, we know of big organizations in South Africa that would sell, say, food, but you've got different shops in the organization. They've got different names. That means the shop caters for a certain income. For a target market is a certain income group. Okay, so that's what they do. You know, if I go to that shop, I'm going to pay more than I'm going to pay for that in that shop. But the products that they carry is a different quality, because they understand that some people are going to go to that shop that wants to spend a lot of money, and they've got the money to spend, so that they're getting the best quality. Once again, it's got to do with quality. There are people that cannot spend that much. That's just a reality. So you and I need to take that in consideration in terms of our businesses as well. But you have to understand, we're talking two different stores. You see? So we're not talking one store. You can walk into that store and negotiate prices with them, and they're going to give it to you for cheaper and this. You see what I'm saying? It's two different entities. They run it as two different organizations. They're catering for two different markets. So we have to be sensitive to these things in our business. Choosing your market is exceptionally important when we start to look at what we're selling, how much we're selling, where are we going, what is this whole thing. So, but we don't have it under one roof. We've got one price, that's what we're selling, that's how much it's going for. Can you see how much time actually goes into the thinking process of how much am I going to charge? Because it's got to be a fair price, and then eventually when we go to the financial side of our company, it's got to make enough, especially the markup on a service. Some things on a service we don't sometimes have a big markup unless we outsource it, because it's just a full charge. But on a product, we need to make sure that our markup is correctly done. There's also a different way of making income at the end, and you and I will talk about that. Because if I go negotiate with the suppliers, they can do something different. This is a different business model altogether. But suppliers can sometimes, because they give a lot more, they sell a lot more, they give you better prices because you buy in bulk, and you see. But there is a reason for that. So once again, when it comes to pricing, please make sure that your pricing is reasonable, is good, is right, is a good standard, that whatever you charge people is fair in the market, it is fair out there, and that eventually it's fair towards your business, that your business will make money. Because we don't just owe things to our clients, we owe it to our employees. We owe it to make the right amount of income into our business. Otherwise, we're running not a healthy and a sound business. So all these aspects is going under this point that I call the what. To keep it simple, we're going to ask these couple of questions. So the what question, also we've set the vision, we've set the objective, that two-liner that's vitally important that you need to write down. Then I've made a product and a service description. What am I selling? Who am I selling to? In that product and service description, I've realized what would be my demand and what is the impulse lines in my business and my organization. And that will link directly to my marketing plan. And then I've also had a look at how do I price this? Where do they come from? Who am I selling to? That is going to directly link again to where my marketing is coming into play a little bit later, because how much I'm going to charge, and it's going to link to my financial plan. So the what is simple. Now at least already I know what am I doing. So next week, when you join me again for Let's Talk Business, then we're going to move on with this proof of concept and with this plan, and we're going to look at a couple of other headings and important questions that we're going to ask. From me, Mishka Toff. Until next week, goodbye.